so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to rename the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
What's going on, guys and girls? Hey, it's Repeat back with you. My voice a little low. I apologize. Still fighting a little bit of a cold. I am sucking out all kinds of halls and tea and everything right next to me. I'm going to try not to get into any kind of big coughing fits. But welcome back to the Turndown for What iRacing Truck Series. Tonight live from Talladega. That's right, it's this 2.66 mile juggernaut of a super speedway in Talladega, Alabama. It's going to be a great race, as Chloe out there in the land of Twitch is already saying. I cannot wait. Going to have almost 30 bad mother truckers out here ready to tackle the high banks. Let's get down. Qualifying about ready to start. Let's go ahead and clear the boards and keep up with everybody as best as we can. And here we go. So definitely hope everybody out there in the land of Twitch and YouTube is all right. I know we had some really bad storms. Hurricane Milton made landfall in Florida and caused all kinds of havoc. Of course, there's still everything out there in western North Carolina that is hopefully on the mend, but there's still a lot of people everywhere in both areas. South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee. I mean, Hurricane Helene's wrath was felt in many, many different areas. And as you can hear, truck's on track. Let's get down. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and pull up everything that we're going to need for tonight's race, including your track map so you can keep up with everybody as we go on. Josh Arnold, old J-Pie in this double deuce. He's out there on track. You definitely still see him up on the high side, which means basically just building momentum, keeping that thing high, wide, and handsome, taking the long way around the track as he comes on down to start his qualifying lap, or his main lap. Some people say that you can wrap the bottom 2 laps and be just as fast. Others still swear by the old, original method where you wrap the high side until you have to come down for your qualifying lap, and you basically just keep that thing glued to the yellow line as best as possible in the turns. So here you see Josh Arnold again, right down there on that yellow line, and you're gonna do his best to really not move the wheel all that much, or as little as possible, and be very, very calculated in every little bit of wheel movement that he does have to make sure that he's not scrubbing off any extra speed, or any speed at all, I should say. I mean, look at him. He is guiding that truck along that butter all the way around, and so far it looks like that's gonna put Josh Arnold P number 4. So far, Chris Murphy, he's out there in his machine, that number 7 Ford. He is on top of the boards with a 54.58. Let's see. Josh Arnold, so that was Josh Arnold's first lap. So he's going to try to do one better. So time to beat right now, 54.58 by Chris Murphy. John Osborne right behind. Tyler Brynock, Josh Arnold, as we're with right now. Nate Lehman and Tom Harmon. So let's see if this second lap for Josh Arnold is any faster. Still right there on the bottom. Yeah, Chloe, it's all about Dega. Love this place. Was originally supposed to have some help in the booth this evening, introducing you to the broadcaster that's going to carry the Turn Down for What flag for the next 4 or 5 weeks, Joe White for OSRN, and it looks like that's going to do it for that double deuce. All right, let's go on down. How about we pick up with Ryan McCall in his number 44 Silverado for Home Depot. Ryan McCall right now sitting P18, and that looks like that's where he's going to end it. How about Jose Ruiz down here in the 23 Toyota machine with Columbia adorning colors? Again, all just about covering that yellow line. Don't want to get it down on the apron because that'll kind of upset the balance of the truck just a little bit, and then you've got to worry about losing time because you're actually hitting the splitter and scrubbing speed. All right, looks like Jose Ruiz, he's going to come off P16 so far. How about Kenny Lynn back here now in the 57? This so far is showing to be about P28. As he got down a little below that yellow line, I think this is... Nope, he's actually still on the throttle. Definitely doesn't sound right. I'm guessing Kenny Lynn's probably going to go ahead and voluntarily start in the back with just any kind of old qualifying time because he's definitely not carrying a whole lot of speed. Brian Pizzakemi was also about to make an attempt as well. So we're actually going to start with 32 drivers tonight. The only one that did not qualify was Chris Weaver, or did not put down a qualifying lap is Chris Weaver. All right, let's go ahead and clear the boards. Let's go ahead and bring up our grid so we can set the field for this evening's Armed Forces and Network Alliance for Veterans 80 lapper from Talladega. So on pole, it's going to be the 7 of Chris Murphy, and to his outside, it's going to be John Osborne in the 81, Tyler Brynock in the 62, starting P3, Josh Arnold in that double deuce, starting P4. P5 is going to be Nate Lehman in the 14, with Connor Cunningham in the 3, starting 6th. 7th is going to be Stan Carnathan in the 97, with the 01 of James Shanewolf to round out row 4. Row 5 looks like Josh Taylor in the 18, and Mike Miller in the 5, starting P10. P11 is going to be the 053 of Jim Duda, with Tom Harmon in that Avril Lavigne number 68 to round out the top 12. 13th looks like Mike Carter in the 98 with Elric George to his outside. Cole Snyder in the 24 with Dylan Chappell Sr. in the 99 starting P16. 17th is going to be Evan Knopp in the 63 with Jose Ruiz in that 2-3 starting 18th. To round out the top 10 rows is going to be Davey Weaver in the 28 with Doug King in the 87. 21st is going to be Mike Campbell Jr., old Papa Bear himself, in that 71 with Michael LeBlanc in the 41 starting 22nd. Round out top 12 rows, Claire Murphy in the deuce. And in that 44 is going to be Ryan McCall sitting 24th. 25th going to be Andrew Chapman in the 2-5, starting 2-5. Maybe we'll have to see if that's a good omen for him. Justin Burden to his outside in the 51. 26th. 27th is going to be Scott Rickard making his turn down for what iRacing Truck Series debut in the 05. And Justin Anaskog in that number 13 decided he was going to race tonight, I guess. 28th, 29th going to be Kenny Lind in the 57 with Brian Pizzikemi in the 78 starting 30th. And to round out our field, Austin Collins in the 74 with Chris Weaver in the 82. So 32 truckers getting ready to fire off here from Talladega. And it's all starting from up here as the pace truck, starts to pull away. All right. So one more time, let's pull up everything that we're going to need for tonight's race. And let's get down, let's get dirty, let's get drafty, let's get racy. See all about 15 of you so far out there in the lands of Twitch and YouTube. Big welcome. Thanks for coming out, hanging out. Looking forward to chatting it up, keeping me and everybody else company. This will actually be my last race of the Turn Down for What season. I'll actually be on my way up to New York soon. So after tonight and tomorrow's race, that'll be it for league racing or league broadcasting, whether solo or with the one and only Eliza Bethel with Shake and Bake. And then I've got I'm spotting with Brian McCann over on his Twitch channel on Tuesday. And then after that, the monitors all get separated, the tower gets packed up, TV comes off the wall, and we get ready to pack up that U-Haul and head to that frozen tundra that is New York State come wintertime. Lights atop the pace truck are out. Chris Murphy's going to be the first on the loud pedal. John Osborne to his outside. Tyler Brynock, Josh Arnold, and Nate Lehman again are our top five. Pace truck is pulling off. Let's bring it on over to Barney up in the stands. Got the green flag up. It is out. Field should be coming through the Network Alliance for Veterans.com restart zone momentarily as you see them all lined up.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. Let's go racing. All right, so it looks like the 81 of John Osborne, he's going to be the first one to come across that start stripe, really guiding or protecting that bottom line. He's got the 22 of Josh Arnold right up his trumpet. Outside line, not so much momentum. There's only about 6, maybe 7 trucks up there. Connor Cunningham in that GM Goodwrench number 3. Right now still sitting P3. He's already up 3 spots from where he started. So that kind of tells me that one line or the other really just did not move. It looks like Double Deuce, he's going to go ahead and go up high. Pick up the 01 of James Shanewolf with the 68 right behind him. Now we got 2 rows, and it looks like we just went green. And everybody is back side by side in pretty much one big pack as they come across the start stripe. Man, what a great way to kick this off. A couple different testing a couple of different cameras to make sure that everything was on the up and working. So far, so good. Again, sorry about that. Still, like I said, chasing a little bit of a cold away, but. Again, being my last race of this season, same thing for tomorrow's race as the 62 takes a little bit of a shot from the back end. He's got to hope that he can work his way on up. Somebody give him a little bit of room, and it looks like that is going to happen, and he should be able to find his way back up. But how about Dylan Chappell Sr. back here in this number 99? The man just ran the fastest lap of the race so far. Yeah, well, Chloe, it's my last race. Once I move up to New York, I'm not going to have the ability to set all of my my gear back up to get back into broadcasting. So this will be my last race of this season for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series. And tomorrow night will be my last night with Eliza Bethel over in Shake and Bake as we get ready to tackle Watkins Glen tomorrow night. We're going to go road course racing tomorrow. And then Tuesday night, I spot for somebody else over on his Twitch channel. And then after Tuesday night, I'll be dismantling everything and getting it all set to be packed up in a U-Haul. All right. So, new leader again. It's going to be the 68 of Tom Harmon. He's going to go ahead and drop back after leading a lap or two. Tom Harmon, he did come into tonight's race as the overall points leader. He's got a good, solid 70 points over Austin Collins and 97 over Kenny Lind. The man has just been on fire all season long. I mean, it's literally a three-man race where Tom Harmon would have to have something happen to him every single race for the rest of the season in order for anybody else to even have a shot at the championship. But he's still there. He's showing up every week. He's still really pushing for the victories, not just on cruise, because you don't want to give away too many points. Another new leader, the 18 of Josh Taylor. He's going to come across and lead this one. Down the backstretch they go in that HendrickCars.com 18. He's got Connor Cunningham in the 3, and then the 7 of Chris Murphy, who was our pole sitter here, right now sitting P3. Big thank you again to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross of the Network Alliance for Veterans at NetworkAllianceForVeterans.com for sponsoring the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, and he does it all season long. If you'd like to know more, I can go ahead and put Lieutenant Colonel Ross's Yahoo email address out there in chat for you, the same as the Network Alliance for Veterans.com website. Make sure you go on over, make yourself fully aware of what is available. You never know when you may come across a family member or veteran somewhere else. Excuse me. And they might need some information. You never know. There's the website. I'll go ahead and get his YouTube channel here for you now. Again, they sponsor other programs as well, such as Leon's Heroes or the Hero Care program. All kinds of programs. So if you're in the great state of Indiana or any of the surrounding states and you know a veteran or you've got a veteran in your family, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, father, mother, whatever it might be, make sure you send them on over there. You never know what kind of a program may interest them. All right. All kinds of movements going on in the field. Going to get back double wide as you see Jose Ruiz now up 17 spots. He's going to challenge for the lead on the outside. He has that double deuce of Josh Arnold right up his trumpet. He's going to get a little bit of a push coming through the tri-oval at the exit. The 18th still going to go ahead and lead that lap. But back too wide. Up high, though, you see a couple of friends trying to see if they can't get something going up there. You saw Cole Snyder right behind the double deuce. And he was trying to push Josh Arnold, see if they couldn't get something going on that third line. You can easily go 3 or 4 wide around this place lap after lap. The last Talladega race that was ran actually saw that happen. They were 4 wide for 6 or 7 rows deep, and it was a phenomenal showing. Looks like 23 is going to be able to hold on to this one and keep that lead. In fact, he does. Jim Duda now in that 053 right behind. So Jim Duda giving him a shove, getting him out front. The 01 now of James Shainwolf on the bottom side. Josh Taylor up his tailgate. And here we go again. Going to try to make it work up there on that high side with the 22-24-99 and his Pizza and Wings podcast machine, as well as the 14 of Nate Lehman. All right, so how about that, huh? Some of the sights and sounds, different camera angles. Just listening to these drivers in and out of the throttle. So far, 17 laps in of the Armed Forces and Network Alliance for Veterans 80 lapper live from Talladega, this 2.66 mile juggernaut in Talladega, Alabama. I tell you what, a lot of people say that this place is the place to go for a party. And just as I say that, Jacob NASCAR out there says, hey, repeat, I would race tonight at Talladega, but my New York Giants are playing football. Jacob, I don't want to know nothing, buddy. I've got the game actually recording. That way I can go back and watch it later on, or maybe tonight after this race is over. But good to see you pop in, Jacob. Thanks for coming out, buddy. I've been a Giants fan ever since my father let me stay up and watch my very first Super Bowl, and I was actually back in, I want to say it was the '86 when they actually won that season. I don't remember who they were playing, but I was pretty much a Giants fan ever since. I miss Eli too. Yeah. Eli and Brandon Jacobs. That man was a mule. He loved to just run people over. All right, so it looks like we're back for the most part, double wide. Josh Taylor in that number 18 is back out front. Tell you what, Connor Cunningham tonight really doing a great job sitting up here in P2 now. James Shanewolf on the outside, but he has been inside the top 5 all night long. Yeah, Jacob, I heard that you were at Talladega. Saw some of the pictures that you sent over. It looked really, really nice. James Shanewolf up on the high side, getting a little bit of a shot in the back end from the 053 of Jim Duda. Only 5 cars up on the high side. The guy that is furthest back on that high side is going to be Jose Ruiz as we look on from his front bumper cam, trying to catch up to the pack. You see the draft and the way that works and how it's pulling him up. Yeah, Mike Pop Bear Campbell up there right now running P6, up 15 spots for him. Right behind the 053 of Duda. Appreciate the broadcast love on the back end of that 053 machine. There's Pop Bear right there, running his Network Alliance for Veterans number 71. Salute to Veterans machine. I tell you what, that Ford, Pop Bear, he's gonna get a win one of these days, and I can't wait till it happens, because I really believe that everybody in this league would celebrate wholeheartedly when he puts that machine in victory lane. I have no doubt in my mind. He is way, way, way overdue for a win, either on a super speedway or a regular speedway, or might even be a short track. I don't know, but I cannot wait until this machine and that driver are put in victory lane. He has worked way too hard to be denied forever. Talk to you later at halftime. All right, Jacob, you go ahead and enjoy the game, but again, no spoilers. All right, 01 and now the 053. They are side by side. 01 again, James Shanewolf, Jim Duda. How about this? Mike Pop Bear Campbell shoving that 053 a little bit wiggly, as we've got first round of pit stops. And the 18 got clipped by the 01. That's going to send the 18 over. 01 locking it up under brakes, and a whole bunch of cars coming down pit road. And we've got a big wreck. Very, very unfortunate. First caution is out. And it all started with the 01 locking it down, clipping the 18, and just going all kinds of slideways. All right, so we won't really have to go back and watch a replay for that one because we just saw it live as it happened. But let's find out exactly what happened, though, with Josh Taylor. Was he able to save it, or did he... Yeah, it looks like he locked it down. And I'm not sure if that is what caused the caution or if it was the contact on pit road. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Mike Pop Bear Campbell leading the way. What do you say we actually go ahead and pull that driver on up right quick? Mike Pop Bear Campbell, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a quick copy in that Network Alliance for Veterans.com, number 71.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mike, so you're leading the way. Jacob Palmer was out in chat talking about you first in P6, then in P4, and now here you are leading the way. You haven't been down pit road yet. You're going to have Stan Carnathan, Ryan McCall, and John Osborne to run up right behind you. And now I see you coming down pit road. But talk to us about this race. It's the Armed Forces and Network Alliance for Veterans 80 from Talladega. How you feel about the track, your truck, and you look pretty sporty there, Mike.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, I was just kind of taking my time there on the bottom when we first started so I could, save a little bit of fuel, and I went up to the middle, tried to stay behind everybody to, save a little bit even more fuel. That way when they came in, I could go one extra lap. And then when they were going down into the pits, they had an issue right there, so that's what brought out that caution.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that you brought up fuel because a lot of people think that super speedway racing is literally just hammer down all the time. You and I and everybody else that runs this pretty often know that it's not the case. You can actually save quite a bit of fuel in the draft. When you're in a draft, would you say that you're between 50 and 75% throttle, or how much time would you say that you're generally off the throttle in a draft when not leading?
Oh, I'm this time around it was pretty good. I was only 50% throttle on the front on the straightaways, and then in the corners I was even a little less than that, just letting these guys pull me around. So it was working out quite well in my favor, but we'll have to see how the rest of this race can go.
All right, Mike, I'll get you back on down with the rest of your team, talking about Connor Cunningham, James Shanewolf, Josh Taylor, and Justin Anaskog. Justin Anaskog, I thought he was actually racing tonight, but he is up there in the admin tower. Mike, we definitely appreciate everything that you do for this series and ever have done. Glad to call you a friend, buddy.
I appreciate it, Pete, and I thank you so much for everything that you have done from the beginning of Turn Down for What, and you've helped us a lot here too, buddy. Thank you.
You got it. All right, one more time. Pilot of the number 71 Network Alliance for Veterans.com, Mountain Dew Ford F-150. Definitely wish Mike Campbell, old Papa Bear himself, great luck in the rest of this race. And man, what a great guy. All right. So Jim Dudon now leading the way in that 053. Hear him kind of shutting it down. Lights top the pace truck are still on. We'll see if the lights stay on this time. If they do, we'll go ahead and possibly try to pull him, but we'll see first. Actually, they should be, unless they all get racked and stacked back up. Yeah, okay, lights on the pace truck went out, so maybe we'll go ahead and pull him next time. Mike Carter's going to be to his outside. Jose Ruiz, Evan Knopf, and then Andrew Chapman. Field still very, very spread out. Have to see if they all make it back in time. I would hope they would. You hear Jim Dudok completely cutting out the throttle. Turning off the motor, saving as much fuel as he can. Mike Carter, you hear him at just basic idle. Jose Ruiz, same thing. Evan Knopp basically just holding pace speed of 70 miles per hour. Justin Burden back here behind the 63 of Evan Knopp. Chris Murphy, and of course Andrew Chapman. But it really looks like the only one trying to save anything right here is Jim Duda. It is silent. All right, so working lap 25, coming to lap 26. This was the first caution so far. So we're going to go ahead and bring it on back to Barney here in just a moment. But, Chad, I need to know whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, who do you have getting it done this evening? Who's it going to be? Talladega Superspeedway, Daytona, the new Atlanta, all these tracks really, really good for different winners. So we'll have to see who it might be. But Barney's got the green flag up. Let's get ready to roll. Again, coming to the Network Alliance for Veterans.com restart zone. Green flag's out. Let's go. This time it's going to be the 25 of Andrew Chapman up on the high side, getting a big old push from Justin Burden. And then you also see, I want to say that's Kenny Lind up there as well. Kind of hard to see the numbers as, yep, it was the 57. First and second up on the high side, both clear. Actually, no, it added Evan Knopp to the mix as well. So that was actually the third place driver up on the high side. All three able to clear the 053 of Jim Duda. And these guys absolutely motivating along. They must have been nose to tail from the drop of the green, because once that happened, they just flat took off. Well, I tell you what, if you're just a fan of manufacturers, whether it be a Chevrolet or a Ford, as you see the 25 of Andrew Chapman go ahead and dip off. I'm not sure if he's going to go ahead and actually go down pit road, or if he just wanted to okay, no, he just wanted to drop back in that 2.5 to not have any trouble. He went up there, led a lap, so gained a point, and then dropped to the back to just play it a tad safer. Josh Arnold now in that double deuce up on the high side. He's got the 98 of Mike Carter right with him. There's Jose Ruiz in that 23. He's going to go ahead and pull out of line. He looks like he's got a little bit of help as well. I think that's going to be the 40, if I'm not mistaken. Is that Elric George? Yep, that is Elric George in the 40, and then the 3 of Connor Cunningham. But most of the momentum is down on the high side where most of the trucks are. So these guys are going to have a little bit harder of a time working their way back up front. But if you can push in these things, or if you can hold on to it and be pushed, you can really make up a whole lot of time. And I was wrong. It looks like Justin Anasagak is actually in the field this evening. There he is up on the high side. Now you got the 51 on the bottom with Justin Burden leading the way down there. The double deuce of Josh Arnold in that second lane. Third lane still trying to get formed up. No real momentum. You see Justin Aniscock back there in that ghost machine. He's got Jose Ruiz right up his tailpipe trying to get it done. These two, they may have a decent chance. I know Justin Aniscock, he's got a very, very fast truck. He does every single week over on Monday nights. And looks like the 25 of Chapman has gone up there to join them as well. But it appears that he might have lost the draft. So now you see the 3 of Connor Cunningham. He's going to pull up there and try to get something going also. The 23 and the 13, though, just those two. Look at them pull even with the 24 and the 5. 98 down on the bottom, still where the double deuce is. And now you see the guy that was in the middle there, the 01 of James Shanewolf. He's going to come up to pick up and block that high side and see if that 13 of Aniscock will go ahead and shove him to the lead. You see our pole sitter of Claire Murphy back here in the 7, kind of just riding in the back just a little bit. Then you got a little bit of a break going back to the 57 of Kenny Lind and the 51 of Justin Burden. These guys really hanging back, just making sure that they don't lose the draft, just keeping it up there with the main pack, but leaving a little bit of distance in case something happens and they have to react. See the 053 of Jim Duda just ahead of him. Again, you see up there on the high line the 3, the 23, the 13, and then the 01. Really just up there in that high side, riding the wall and doing everything that they can do to make sure that they're there at the end. Andrew Chapman's going to go ahead and slide on out to that middle line. In that 25. How about Elric George up here in his furniture row, number 40, holding on to the back end of the main pack. They're still running 3 wide. It's going to be the 5 in the middle. Of course, when we're talking about the 5, if I can find him. Got the 05 with Scott Ricker. The 5 of Mike Miller. Actually, the 5 of Mike Miller, he is showing to be, is he a lap down or more? Miller's actually 3 laps down, so he must have had to spend a little bit of extra time on pit road fixing up his truck, and then when he got back out, he was able to get there right in the draft. And he's mixing it up with the leaders right now, pushing the 01 of James Shanewolf up into the very clear lead. And it doesn't look like he's going to have to share it with anybody on the outside rows this time at all. Now the 01's going to move on up in front of the 99 to block the middle line. 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. Now Dylan's going to go ahead and drop to the bottom. He's going to have Cole Snyder just behind. And we're going to go back 3 wide racing again for about P3. 14 and Nate Lehman. Now he's the leader, getting up behind the 5. And if a caution should happen to come out right now, the 5 would actually get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Not talking about, lucky dog or anything like that. Because he is in front of the leader right now, the 5 would go ahead and get his lap back just by being ahead of all the lead lap cars. 99, Dylan Chappell Sr., 24, Cole Snyder, 22 of Josh Arnold, all behind that 5 right now. So you'd imagine that Mike Miller would really be wishing he was up on the lead lap, because leading this pack would gain him at least a point for leading a lap, but it's not going to be that case. As you see, the 01 and the 7, Claire Murphy, pushing James Shane Wolf up that middle line. Look at that high side, 13, and the 71 of Mike Pop Bear Campbell going to the front. 71 way up high, guiding it along that wall. 3 of Connor Cunningham, not too far off. Did Mike Campbell actually lead that lap or not? Not 100% sure, but right now it is absolutely one hell of a race, and that was definitely very, very close. That's literally how close it is. All over his back bumper. Mike Pop Bear Campbell in that Armed Forces Star-Spangled Adorned number 71. Got the 01 of James Shane Wolf right up his tailgate. 71 looks like he might have got a little loose right there. But how about this? Mike Pop Bear Campbell, he's going to come across the line this time, and he will be the leader of the Armed Forces and Network Alliance Sport Veterans 80 here live from Talladega. Now he just has to go ahead and lock it down, but that was definitely a very, very fast lap. His best lap of the evening is a 49.89. There have been some others a little bit further back in the draft to go a little bit faster than that. But for actually leading the way, that's pretty quick. pit stops back underway. 13 trying to woe that ghost machine up. Connor Cunningham and the 01 of James Shanewolf all came down with him. So 3 people here for the first round, and so far no issues. That's going to hand the lead over to this guy right here, the 98 rather, of Michael Carter in his Toyota. See him pushing Mike Miller there in that number 5. Again, Mike Miller is a lap down. Here comes the 97 with a full head of steam up on the high side. That's going to be Stan Carnathan. Stan with a big run. Got John Osborne as well as the 44, Ryan McCall. And then even more company back there, really pushing and shoving as hard as they can. It's going to be the 41 of Mike LeBlanc. And then the 40 of Elric George. They gained a massive time up on that high side, and I believe more just came down pit road, including Andrew Chapman, Evan Knopp, Justin Burden, and Kenny Lind. They're going to go ahead and make their pit stops. Everybody coming to a full stop, grabbing maybe just rights or maybe just lefts and a tank of fuel. Saw where the 40 of Elric George kind of got pushed out of line, tried to get back in, just no room for him. So now up on that high side, he's going to drop back, but nope, there's a little bit of a gap right in front of the 98. 98 of Mike Carter's going to go ahead and let Bossy Gio back in line. The old Nassau assassin, as now we got one long line. The last time Stan Carnathan was on pit road was lap 24. The same thing for John Osborne, Ryan McCall, and Mike LeBlanc. Looks like Elric George, Mike Carter, Mike Pop Bear Campbell, Chris Murphy, as well as Jose Ruiz, Davey Weaver were lap 22 or 23. As it looks like just saw one more guy go ahead and pull down pit road. That was Mike Carter. Jose Ruiz going to be right behind, and Mike Miller going to plug that inside wall. Too much brake bias sends that Toyota TRD machine hard in the inside wall. Bounces off and able to keep it going. Didn't collect the 98, the 23, or the deuce, and that's gonna that's gonna leave Stan Carnathan still in the lead with John Osborne P2. John Osborne started tonight's race in P2, so he's able to really just keep that Valvoline machine up in the front. He's dropped back a little bit, but for the most part been running inside the top 5, top 10, all 47 coming to start lap 48 very, very soon. We are past halfway as more trucks going to go ahead and dive on down pit road. Everybody's going to get on hard on the brakes. See the 97 really locking him up. Very aggressive, but he's able to maintain control for the first part, as well as everybody behind him. You're talking, another 8 or 9 cars. 41's going to get spun around by the 44 going into his pit stall. 41's going to go ahead and spin it back around and try to get into his stop. Again, that's going to be Michael LeBlanc. With all this going on, looks like these are actually the leaders right now. So that's going to hand everything back on over to Chris Murphy. He's going to bring his machine onto pit road. That's going to bring Evan Knopp and Kenny Lind to the point here once they cycle back through. So this is the main pack, the main battle for the lead right now. They're going to come flying on by Stan Carnathan and everybody else that's going to be making their way off of pit road. 25, 22, 63, 57, 3, the 99, the 24, and everybody else. Stan Carnathan is going to try to blend back in as much as he can. Going to go ahead and try to camp onto that draft and pull himself back up, see if he can't get right back to the lead. Speaking to the lead, how about Andrew Chapman and Josh Arnold back up front, as they've been a time or two before. The 25 was leading earlier, then decided he was going to go ahead and take the high side and drop all the way to the back. Well, he finds himself back up front again right now. 25 is going to try to go up high, but it looks like Josh Arnold wasn't able to. Maybe Josh Arnold thought if he hit the 25, that would have been lights out for the 2.5 and might have a caution. Might have thought that he pulled on up a little late. I don't know, but it looks like he's going to be able to find a hole for that old P5 on that bottom side. 22, 99, 24, and the 14 of Nate Lehman up on the high side. And you see that bigger pack back here trying to pull their way on back up. And that's going to be John Osborne and company. They are all nose to tail trying to just catch a little whiff of the draft to pull themselves on back up to this main pack. That is a great example of the draft, pulling himself all the way back up to the 053 of Jim Duda. Jim Duda right now sitting in P12, and I mean, he's got the rest of that main pack just ahead of him. Back up at the front, just saw the 22 kind of switching lanes from that bottom side up to the middle, trying to pick up the run. Right now he's got the 53. I'm sorry, it's going to be the 63, excuse me, of Evan Knopp on the bottom. He's got the 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. to his outside. 24 Cole Snyder right behind him. But look at that 63 absolutely lock on, shoving the 22 into the entrance of the corner, backing off throughout the corner, just staying very, very close to that back bumper. That way they can all keep speed, and then locking back up again on the straightaway. That way they can continue to carry the most momentum and keep themselves in a top spot. You see our pole sitter, the 7, up on the high side, getting passed on by. Let me go ahead and take a look for that 7 right quick. I believe that actually just put him a lap down. So yeah, so Claire Murphy in that number 7 machine. He is actually the first truck 1 lap down. So if a caution should happen to come on out, he'd be able to, I'm sorry, Chris Murphy, excuse me. He'd be able to get his lap back and keep it moving. The next one he's actually got to watch out for is Chris Murphy in the 2, but he but he wasn't part of that line of cars, so no worry. right, bring it on back in as we've got 25 laps to go from the Armed Forces and Network Alliance for Veterans 80 live from Talladega. Again, I am Repeat, and this is the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, sponsored by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Again, if you want to know more, if you know someone in the service or someone that is a veteran in the great state of Indiana or any of the surrounding states, here's again their website. Reach on out to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, retired of our United States Army, and you never know. You could be doing them a great service. Maybe they need maybe they just need someone to talk to. Call that a buddy check. All right, 25 of Andrew Chapman continuing to guide the way. He's got the 22 as well as Kenny Lynn in his number 57 Toyota right behind. Then, of course, you see Connor Cunningham, who's been inside the top 5. It seems like all night long. Great race for that 3. What do you say, chat? You think Connor Cunningham might be able to get on up here and grab that W tonight? Who do you think it could be? Could it be the 25 of Andrew Chapman? Can Josh Arnold, J-Pa, can he get on up here and take the win? What about Kenny Lynn in that 57? Kenny Lynn came into tonight's race sitting P3 in points, almost 100 points behind Tom Harmon. Right now, Tom Harmon, he is way in the back. I mean, when I say way in the back, he's sitting about P15 right now out of 32 truckers that took the green this evening. Really no sense in showing you lap times tonight, so no real reason to go there. Nate Lehman in that number 14, he's going to come up and lead his first lap or two of the evening in that number 14 AMSOIL machine. Dylan Chappell Sr. right behind his Pizza and Wings podcast. Looks like Ford F-150. Cole Snyder right now sitting P3 on the bottom, 97. Stan Carnathan up on the high side. He's got Jose Ruiz right in his hip pocket. Then you see the 5 still a lap down. And then you got Josh Arnold in that orange double deuce on the bottom. These guys just basically playing chess at very, very high speeds, making sure that they put their machine in the right place at the right time. And as they came across the line right there, left 19 laps to go this evening. So far, just one caution on tonight. Not bad with 32 truckers out there. Everybody, kind of behaving, minding their P's and Q's. Looks like Josh Taylor is left for the evening. That's very, very unfortunate. I know we saw where he had an issue on getting onto pit road, but didn't think that was enough. I didn't see any damage to his machine, so not quite sure why he left. Kind of parked it for the night. That's unfortunate. It also looks like Austin Collins and Mike Carter have also hung up their helmets for the evening. So that leaves Chris Weaver right now sitting P29. He's down 6 laps. Mike Miller is going to be right up ahead of him. This guy we were talking about in the 5. He's 3rd up on the high side. Mike Miller right now, last time I saw him, was 1 lap down. I'm sorry, 3 laps down. Now he shows as 4 laps down. Doug King back here in that GNR or Guns N' Roses machine. Right now, Doug King, he is 2 laps down, right along with Claire Murphy. That's right in front of him in that deuce. Chris Murphy, he's up here in this number 7. Chris Murphy, he is 1 lap down, right along with Ryan McCall. McCall in that 44. He's 5th in line up on the high side, and if a caution was to come out right now, he would be the first truck 1 lap down, so he'd go ahead and get his lap back. James Shanewolf, who's been up front quite a bit in his 01 machine, right now he is the last truck on the lead lap. He's pushing the 2. He's got the 87 in tow. These trucks may have some damage. That might be why they're back here. Let's see if we can actually take a look at the front end of the front end of the 2. Let's see if we can't take a look at the front end of the 2 of Claire Murphy and see if we can see any kind of damage. The last time I saw, I didn't see any. But let's see. Nah, his Toyota TRD machine, G Fuel Energy formulated sponsor. As you see the 01 of Shane Wolf come on down pit road. Back up front, not missing much except for a round of pit stops. Looks like Andrew Chapman, Kenny Lind, and Evan Knopp, and Justin Burden. They're all going to come on down pit road for quite possibly their last pit of the evening. Nate Lehman and the 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr., they continue to be the top 2 on the bottom side. With here comes the 97. 97 right now is running door to door with the 20. I'm sorry, no, the 24 and 97 running door to door. Now Josh Arnold in that double deuce, he's going to pull on up right there as well. 23, Jose Ruiz right up the back tailgate of that 97. They've got they've got help from the 5 is what I was trying to say. And here come another half dozen or so truckers down pit road leading the way. It's going to be Nate Lehman, 3 wide behind him, a little bit of contact. Jose Ruiz locks it up, makes a little bit of contact with the wall, but for the most part, not too bad. John Osborne now leading the way in his number 81. Stan Carnathan in that number 97 machine right behind. Then you'll be looking at the 44, but he is also a lap down right along with the 5. After them, it's going to be Elric George back here in this number 40 with the 68 of Tom Harmon. Let's see if these guys go down pit road this time. As you see the 68 pull up high, he's going to bring the 28 of Davey Weaver right with him, as well as Scott Rickard. Looks like they've chosen to stay out for at least 1 more lap. 68 trying to pull that high side, maybe ducking down just a little bit. Maybe try to side draft that 5 just a tad. Try to slow him down, which in turn would slow down the 44 as well as the 40. 40 of Elric George having a really good race so far this evening. That Furniture Row looks like Silverado. There you see the 23 of Jose Ruiz lost the draft. That's going to go ahead and put him one lap down. Cheeseburger out there in chat says, go Cole, J-Pa, Layman, and Dylan. Also, this is Cheese, missed the race because I went to the Roval. Cheese, good to see you out there, buddy. Old Giovanni Klein. Cheeseburger takes him back all the way back to console days on Xbox. That's where I know that young buck from. That's right, I called you a young buck. You'll always be a young buck. Anyhow, Tom Harmon now in his Avril Lavigne 68, leading the way. Davey Weaver right behind. Scott Rickard, Brian Piscemi, and Elric George continues to have a great night. Tom Harmon, last time he was on pit road was lap 47. The same thing with everybody that's behind him. And just as I say that, Evan Knopp goes purple. Fastest lap of the evening with a 49 flat. Closest other lap was Kenny Lynn with a 49.01. But, yeah, Tom Harmon, Davey Weaver, Scott Rickard, Brian Piscemi, Elric George, Mike Papa Bear Campbell, and Mike LeBlanc. The last time they were on pit road was lap number 47. So they're all going to have to come on down one more time. Next time by will be 10 to go. Will that be the magic number for this line of trucks? We'll have to see. All right, looks like it is. So that 68 is going to try to whoa and slow that machine up. There you see the 28. All kinds of tire smoke locking up. 82 is going to lose it. Going to smack the inside wall, loop it around backwards. Going to keep it off of everybody else coming down pit road. There you see the 41 exiting. So this is going to put everybody that was just leading in that line of 6 or 7 trucks on pit road. You see the 68. He's taking at least left side tires. And looks like it's going to be, yep, just tires and fuel, just 2 tires and fuel for the 68. There's a 28, there's a 78 as well. So they're going to try to get back up to speed, get going. In the meantime, here comes the pack, led by Andrew Chapman and Kenny Lind on that outside. He says, young buck, I'm 21 now. Welcome to being legal, young buck. Don't tell anybody, but most of these people that I raced or broadcast races for were squeakers when we first met each other. Yeah, so we'll leave it right there, Cheese. Still trying to chase the back half of this cold away. That's why you kind of hear me, maybe hear me turning the mic off for just a quick second. But back up front, Andrew Chapman, he was on pit road lap 65. He's now have 9 laps to go. He was the leader of the group that went down pit road. Looks like Andrew Chapman's going to move on up high, pick up Kenny Lynn. Josh Arnold has the 14 and Nate Lehman in the 24. Right behind him on the bottom. 25 is going to slide on down. 22, I don't think he cut him in. He kind of slacked right there. I think that was perfect timing for that move to work. 25 listening to his spotter, listening to which line may be moving the most. Josh Arnold, though, not checking up for the 25. Going to continue to push him. Here comes Kenny Lind up on the high side. And he's got Evan Knopp in that 63, blinking out a little bit. That's got to make the 51 of Justin Burden just a little leery about getting too close to the back end of that Vitamin Water number 63. But again, Double Deuce giving a shot to the back bumper of that 2.5. Nate Lehman in the 24. all kind of camping on. It is a 4-truck push into turns 3 and 4. '25 is going to slide on up in front of Kenny Lind. Still going to be able to maintain the lead. Back on down in front of the double deuce. He's playing with fire, because I tell you what, if 22 doesn't check up in time, or if Uncle Netcode happened to have taken a flight into Talladega tonight, that could be very, very bad for the 2.5. End up sliding off the net-coated nose of that double deuce. And again, he's going to slide on up, pick up the 57. 57 is going to give him a push into turns 3 and 4 down the back stretch. 25 is clear on the bottom. Has decided not to yet go down. Oh, 57 also clear. So now both those guys were clear. The 22 of Josh Arnold. There's a 63 left in the middle. He's got the 68 right behind. The 28, the 99, and many others. Five laps remaining. The 63 of Evan Knopp makes his way to the front. He was just up on the high side with no help. Talk about help. The 28 shoving the 68 way up to the front in that middle line, literally just locked on. There you see the 78 as well. So Brian Pizzichemi, Tom Harmon, and others making their way to the front when it matters the most. Are they going to be able to get on by the 63, the 25, and the 57? 63 is going to go on up, pick up that middle line, but too late. The 68 cut him a little bit of slack, otherwise he might have been wrecked. 22 getting down on that apron, having to check up just a little bit. 14 and Nate Lehman holding on there. Now it's a battle for a three-way fight for the lead. Up high, you see the 13 of Justin Anaskaki. He's got the 3 of Connor Cunningham. 63 comes up, picks up the 68, takes over that middle line. Will he duck back down? So far, he says no. Coming across the line, that'll take it to 3 laps to go. All kinds of pushing and shoving. It only takes one push gone wrong for that second caution of the evening to come out. So far, though, Evan Knopp keeping in that middle line right in front of the 68. Looks like the 25 of Andrew Chapman trying to surge ahead. He's got the 57 of Kenny Lind right behind. All kinds of side drafting going on. Josh Arnold and the 28 making a little bit of contact, talking about Davey Weaver. Jim Duda back there, as well as the 24 of Cole Snyder. Who's it going to be at the end? Coming to 2 laps to go. 63, 25, 57. 68 and a 25. They've got a good thing going on with Brian Pizzichemi in the 78 there as well. Up high, looks like Justin Anaskog has no real help. I mean, Connor Cunningham is in his back pocket. They just can't get anything going. They might have to pull down, get a little bit of a draft, and then try to pull old slingshot maneuver to try to get back up and get going. But right now, it looks like that bottom side has all the momentum. 68 fading back just a little bit. and it might have been because of that draft that they just got on the bottom side. 71 and the 41. They're going to go a lap down. 63-25, still staying nose to tail. 57 to Kenny Lind. He's going to stay up high. The 22 of Josh Arnold. We got contact. 22 in the 25 going up. 25 able to save it. Great save, Andrew Chapman. We stay green. Coming to the white flag. Kenny Lind now in the lead. Made some more contact. Looks like it's going to be after the white flag, though. Many spinning and wrecking. Right now, 2 wide for the lead. 57 and 68. You got Andrew Chapman. He was part of, he was the first truck that was part of all that, and then something happened with the 13 and company, but still side by side coming into turns 3 and 4. Kenny Lind still leading the way. Evan Knopp giving him a shove. 28 shoving to 68. It looks like it's going to be the 24 trying to, I'm sorry, the 01 rather, of James Shanewolf trying to pull a little bit of, it's going to be tight at the line. Is it going to be the 63 or is it going to be the 68? Right now it shows me the 63. The 01 shoving, and at the line it's going to be Evan Knopp getting it done at Daytona. Woo, what a finish. Let's actually go ahead and back that up. What a finish. All right, let's play this ahead just a little bit. There's your finish. One hell of a finish. Let's see. Excuse me. After them at quarter speed. Nah, that seemed a little fast, didn't it? Anyway. Evan Knopp in that number 63 Toyota Vitamin Water Machine. Let's go ahead and pay him his due. Evan, it's all yours, sir. Burn him down. All right, Evan, going to go ahead and retire it for the night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with our top 3 live from the booth. Going to kick it off with Davey Weaver in that number 28. He was pushing Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68 Silverado. But in the end, Evan Knopp getting it done. How about this? All 3 manufacturers represented in tonight's top 3. Davey Weaver in a Ford, Tom Harmon in a Chevrolet, and Evan Knopp in a Toyota. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Got our top 3 live in the booth again. Going to kick it off with Davey Weaver, driver of the number 28 Ford F-150, up 16 positions. You saw him quite a bit pushing the 68 of Mr. Harmon for a while. Well, they end up second and third. Davey, that number 28 definitely looked very, very fast all evening. I think you were in each and every position throughout the evening, except for maybe last. Talk us through your race and what you feel may have contributed to just one caution on the night.
Yeah, everybody drove a really smart race. I think the only incidents we had was under caution, which ended up taking one of my teammates out. But so that took a little bit of pushing power we had. But we had a plan all night to just kind of wait. At Talladega, it's going to hit the fan. So we waited until that last caution was over, or that last pit stop was over, and took what we needed and made our run to the front. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to get Thomas up there for the win. But congrats to Evan, and we ran our race.
Yeah, one hell of a race too. When you're at a place like Talladega or Daytona or the new Atlanta, what do you look for in a drafting partner? Is it someone that can push you without getting you squirrely, or is it someone that you're comfortable pushing without them getting squirrely?
Really a combination of both. You just try to find somebody that can hold a good line and be really, really predictable. That's the main thing. It's just being able to kind of figure out what they're going to do next before they actually do it, so it doesn't put you both in a jam and end up wrecking and ruining your night.
Yeah, and we did see the one wreck on pit road, and then the wreck after that. Actually, the big one coming or just after the white flag. But we've got 4 more races left on the season. Next week we go to Richmond, so we're going to go to a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval, Richmond, Virginia. Then we're going to go over to Texas, which I believe is Legacy, if I'm not mistaken, followed by Phoenix, and then we're going to wrap it all up at Homestead. If you're looking at the remaining 4 races of the season, which one do you have circled being the one that you've got the best chance at, or chances at getting that W?
I really like Richmond. I'm a short track and super speedway kind of guy, and intermediates just aren't in my forte. So really look at having a good night next weekend at, in Virginia, and try to come away with a good finish.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. Don't forget, after tonight, all races over on OSRN, over on YouTube. Joe White was supposed to join me this evening, but I'm guessing he might have had something else to do. Make sure that you and your family and anybody that likes to watch goes on over and gives them excuse me, hits that subscribe button, keep notifications on so they know every time he goes live. And I will see you hopefully next season.
Thank you.
Any quick shout outs, friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I just want to shout out that guy in the 82 Fox 8 truck, old Chris Weaver, for being a good pusher and a terrible guy if you want him to make it on time anywhere.
There you go. All right, moving on up, P2. Tom Harmon, I saw you up front. You led a lap. Then all of a sudden, you jumped up to the high side and you rode to the back. I knew that basically it was just going to be a matter of time before we saw Avril Lavigne's shiny eyes work her way to the front. And that Silverado definitely seemed bad fast with the 28 shoving you back up inside the top 5 when it mattered the most. Walk us through your race and your strategy.
Yeah, like David said, we just kind of planned to ride at the back, and I figured I'd get a lap lead while I was up there early and then drop to the back with them. We did that, and the plan was, just, like I said, just to ride in the back and save as much fuel as we could. And it's that way we had to take less on the final stop. Unfortunately, it ended up not mattering because the pack caught us anyway. And then once we got back up to the pack, it was time to go. And so we went.
Yeah, it definitely went. And I mean, you brought that whole line with you. Bottom line, middle line, or high line? Which line does Avril Lavigne prefer most?
Not the bottom. Middle and high line are both good, just depending on who you have pushing you. The middle line opened up for us tonight, and we were able to get a good run and a good push from Davey, and I think Brian was back there too. And we were able to get right up to the front there, push the other trucks out front, and then kind of hold that line for the rest of the race.
Definitely a phenomenal race for you. You came into tonight's race 70 markers over Austin Collins, 97 over Kenny Lind. I said very, very early in the broadcast this evening that something, drastically bad would have to happen to you. And tonight, you made sure by dropping to the back that wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to get clipped, spun, wrecked, whatever. And you're going to come home with P2 points while leading a lap. So add that extra one. It's going to be a very, very interesting final 4 races over on OSRN with Joe White. What do you think about Richmond? Is that a place of contention, or are you pretty happy about that?
I really don't know. There's times that I'm just god awful at the track, and then there's times that I show speed. I really don't know how I'm going to do there. Hopefully, I do well, but I guess we'll see when we get there.
All right, buddy. Well, for the final time this season, congratulations on your P2. I'm sure I'll be able to log in and catch old Joe over on OSRN to see how y'all do, catch his broadcast. And as always, sir, I wish you a ton of luck.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to shout out there?
Yeah, you up in the booth for broadcasting everybody all season. Hate to see you go, but hopefully have you back next season. And then all the drivers and fans that show up each week, all the Papa Bear and any of the other admins that run with us all year. Definitely the guys down in Weaver Motorsports tonight for putting together a good plan and sticking with it. And Avril on the hood.
Avril on the hood. You never forget Avril. That's
absolutely not.
You are definitely committed. You should be committed. Yeah. Anyhow, good job.
Thanks, sir.
You got it. All right. Evan Knopp up 16 spots in that vitamin water. Number 63, Toyota TRD machine. Evan, you pretty much stayed within the top 5 most of the race. Really didn't see you drop back much. Did see a little bit of a blinking issue, which made me and some of the other guys nervous around you at times, I'm sure. But when it came time to get up to the front, I saw you in the 25 and you and others. And it just seemed like whichever lines you chose, you made the moves at the right time. Didn't cut anybody off or anything like that. And no real big wrecks until something happened with the 13 and a few other of the other guys about mid-pack playing a little bit of bumper cars. Walk us through your race, when or if you waited, and your strategy.
Yeah, well, first of all, I can't take any credit without giving my teammates credit. We all were kind of brainstorming together, and we were excellent on pit road and deciding when to come to pit road, and then deciding when to kind of stay back. Like the first half of the race, I'd say we were kind of hanging around in the 20th place position, just kind of waiting for the wreck that never happened. There's a lot of clean racing out there. Everybody was doing a good job. I mean, as far as Talladega races go, that you can't really ask for much better than that, as far as just everybody holding a good line and racing clean. About halfway through the race, I was experiencing, I don't know if it's internet issues or what happened, but I was blinking. So that kind of made me have to worry about that, and then it seemed to clear up towards the end. And that's when we started trying to get track position, get the lead off pit road. And yeah, again, I can't take any of the credit without giving it to my teammates, Andrew, Penny, and Justin. I mean, in hindsight, we really called a good race together, and that's the reason we were. I mean, they were up front too at the end. It's just they got caught up in some stuff, and I was able to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, you got to be good, but you got to be lucky, and tonight I was both. So well, I can't believe I got a Talladega win.
Well, usually, I've said it before, and I've said it straight to you too, not just on broadcast, but you are fast, just week in and week out. You're usually a guy that we're talking about inside the top 5. Right now, you're sitting inside the top 5 in points, quite a ways back off of Tom Harmon and Austin Collins and Kenny Lind, but sitting behind Andrew Chapman. It's no surprise to me that you're getting a win. I'm sorry, actually your second win of the season. You are fast every single week, and I really believe that once you figure out how to put it all together consistently, it's not going to be the super speedways or the speedways. You're going to be short tracks. You're going to be road courses. You're going to be everything, just like Tom Harmon. And I truly believe that. Next week, Richmond, 3/4 mile D-shaped oval. Short track, place that makes you worry. You have to burn a little bit of the midnight oil, or you're pretty comfortable going to Virginia next week.
Richmond's always been a fun track to run. It's one of my favorite short tracks. It's kind of like it reminds me of Iowa in a lot of ways.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd say I'm solid there, but we'll see. It'd be interesting to see where I kind of stack up against everybody. I know there's a lot of fast people. They're going to be showing up. Probably wouldn't hurt for me to do some practicing for a track like that. But yeah, it should be a good race. We got through Talladega with like no caution, so we could definitely do Richmond.
Yeah, I'd love to see 30 plus drivers at Richmond next week over on OSRN with Joe White. That would be an amazing opening race for him as a new broadcaster for the final 4 races and to close this season out. I think it'd be absolutely great. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there? I know you just shouted out your teammates.
Yeah, shout out to UP. You've done a fantastic job streaming all these races this season. And this is your last one, like you said. So absolutely shout out to you for the great broadcasts. They've been fun to go back and watch. Papa Bear and all the admins, Race Control, Justin, for all the work that they do. And yeah, shout out to the guy that makes my paints, Nathan Reynolds. He's known as Car Inside on YouTube. Does a great job. And shout out to my dad if he's watching.
Hey, there you go. You got to make sure you get the important ones in there also.
Oh yeah.
All right, Evan. Congratulations on your win here at Talladega. Phenomenal style, and I'm glad that your connection got a little bit better. So the rest of the field didn't have to worry, and more importantly, they were able to lock on to you at the end and help you to the W, sir.
Yeah, it seemed like at the end, I was having to do things I wasn't necessarily comfortable doing. Like you have to, like how they do in real life, where you control both lanes.
Yep.
And that made some, you don't want to go up too early because then they'll go 3 wide around you, and then you're stuck in the middle. So you have to like time it just perfectly so they really have no choice but to push you. And Harmon did a great job with those pushes. He also helped me get up there, so shout out to him as well.
All right, buddy. Good luck at Richmond next week with Joe White over at OSRN on the call, sir.
Right on. Looking forward to it. Thanks for a great season of broadcast, Pete.
I definitely appreciate it. All right, ladies and gents, that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for this season. As far as I go, I'm going to go ahead and put Joe White's OSRN YouTube channel out there in the chat. Make sure you go on over, smash the follow button, hit the subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube doesn't cost anything. And make sure you leave notifications on. That way you know exactly what time Joe goes live with his pre-race and everything else that I'm sure is going to be set up for a phenomenal broadcast for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. I went ahead and put out their website one more time as well. I will catch y'all tomorrow night with Eliza Bethel and the Shake and Bake iRacing Xfinity Series live from Watkins Glen. One more race to go right and left, and then I'm going to have to disassemble everything, get it all packed up, ready to get into the U-Haul and make my way up to the very Arctic New York State, right around the Rochester area, where they proudly boast 8 feet of snow on average per year. It's going to be a pretty stark difference from Raleigh, North Carolina. But all right, guys and girls, I will see y'all again sometime soon, maybe out there in chat while we're keeping an eye on one of these races. Have a great evening and take